All right. So when you're in El Paso County Jail, El Paso Criminal Justice Center, if you're in custody for El Paso County, you're the people managing your commissary, your like the food that you can buy, like if you have money with you, or once you pay your $30 for getting into jail. So even before you're found guilty, you got to pay $30. Um, that fee can be removed if you're acquitted, or found if the case is dismissed. If you're basically if you don't be determined guilty. Uh, Okay, so the when you're in custody, the people running the commissary is Trinity. The people who run the services that feed the people in custody is run by Trinity. And so if Trinity doesn't it feeds you less, they can charge you more, and there's so much less, you know, people pay it. I got down to where the goal was $12 a week, where I was paying $40, or I was paying $35 a week in 2018. Sam joined us there. Sam. All right, nice fucking house. Like if you're gonna choose a house, that's a good one. I actually have my eyes set on one next, nearby it. I was gonna run for president and get all the Joshua Kings to run for president at the same time. So when you see that ballot, you see what the fuck is going on here. This is obviously not going to work. Uh, the voting thing, it cannot work unless everybody participates. Not everybody can participate until they're all found. Like you got to find everybody. You can't stop losing people until you find everybody to begin with. Like you don't. There's yeah. I read the Thomas Swift. Not read. I got 6 minutes into an audiobook of the Thomas Swift book about a modest proposal to being better if you're otherwise degenerate. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be fucking perfect. It's gonna help me, and I'm gonna be better for it. And it's not wrong. I would be better as a human if I were Stu, because like a human at the very least, there's still a emergency food source and shade. Yeah. Dead chicks are technically easy, like not technically, but like as far as the euphemisms go. Yeah, sorry. Dead guys though, like they're easy to be inserted into, but as far as receiving insertion from, I'm assuming it would, like if you spent that effort for doing that for a male corpse, uh, our live mail is really so, like I mean I don't disagree, like by all means keep going, like because like if you can't find a live guy, like I can't fault you for trying a dead guy just because I'm a live guy, and I'm like I've done dumb stuff, like I make, yeah, I need the okay, so yeah, some trying to work out some League of Legends like music rap battle type thing. So it's like I can't be a jungler. I need a leash. I don't need a leash. I need a tether. Okay, so yeah, I can't be a good jungler. Okay, in League of Legends, I can't be a good jungler. I don't need a leash. I need a tether. I need because so all hooks, all anchors can be hooks, but not all hooks can be anchors. Yeah, that's messing me up with if there's still a viewer or not. Then there's, oh, okay, no, it's got circles for different. Okay, cool for gifters. It seems is, oh, fancy stuff. Okay, um, I need to not touch the nose. But at this point, whenever I realize that I'm touching my nose so much, I generally think about what I should be doing to get it to heal more. But at the same time, I'm gonna keep eating it, like keep the thing going, because of the whole. They're gonna wonder why you need to make cheese. It's like it's not that I need to make cheese; it's that you should all be making your own cheeses, because why not? Like at the very least, your ancestors might find the stash in 100 years and be like, "Hey, it's okay. We're gonna be able to sell this cheese. This is 100 year old. It's not even like there is no flavor for it. There would be no comparable flavors to it. The cheese, like it would be done with generally, I would assume, uh, cow and goat cheese. In whatever milk gave to it. So you could, and I'm told that you can make cheese from breast milk, like from human breast milk as well. So you'd have I mean, some sort of measurable, like your body's reaction to things stored in a way that not only could it be potentially be measured against things later on, but also if it does work against things later on, hey guys, don't worry, we got cheese to eat. Do not ask what flavor, because remember that asshole who said like, hey, don't ever buy the Thomas cheese. Like if you know about the Thomas cheese and you ask enough questions about it, you can like you get to the point where you send us the questions about it, we'll be like, yeah, we're gonna send you some Thomas cheese. If you're asking this many questions about it, you're definitely welcome to have some free Thomas cheese. You just got to know that the flavor, like the the activating agents were developed from people, like, so like the different flavors would be different person's okay, so you got the Grobos, like the Cetos, like I think Cetos progressed onto cities now, like they feed cities instead of single people. But that's cool if they use the cell in the, like the Ceto labs, like it's basically the contain like shipping containers that have been converted into grow, like automated grow farm, like hydroponic growth places. And it's fantastic, because I mean the issue, like there was an issue mentioned by a politician, like you got to listen in on the last bit, or like a specific politician saying something, and if you have a question you press a button and you wait, and you get to say your answer, your response. And so they're saying, like, we're not going to do corn oil, or we're not going to use corn for energy, because then we won't have enough space to use corn for human food engine, like for biochemical, like for eating the corn. And so I put in my comments like, well, why not grow it in layers? And for one thing with trees, you hang, like you got your fruit trees there, so you hang grow light on the branches, or you have like grow lights on stands that you put out when the branches start filling in, and so now you got grow lights for the stuff under the trees. I'm moving the phone a lot. Sorry. You can see the signs of the aging stuff here. See, like this stuff's green, and then you got the white hairs coming in here. I got some green left. I need to do the purple. It's time to do the purple. Ah, I do miss Max, by the way. If eventually this recording gets to Max, like, because I'll be like, my assumption is that it would be a Dear Max video, because like if she asked, well, what were you doing while you weren't being a good dad or a good husband, and I'll be like, well, I'm trying to be. Uh, huh. I'm not trying to be so bad of one, at least. Uh, so this is Garnier, as I've heard on the advertising. Nutrice. It's got triple oils, avocado, olive, and shea. Cautions, importance, colorants. Oh, it's not that great seed oil. It's got some gloves. You only use the one glove at a time. I like to wear this shirt for good testing, like colors to see. I generally will splash it around the collar intentionally. No, wait. Okay, so I need to stop using the around the collar intentionally and start getting on the other stuff, and keep using the collar as a method of measuring. Yeah, just hoping for some extra gloves, just because after all there are 2 steps. Okay, nice. I'm gonna have to start getting into the habit of telling the people my first thoughts when, or like if I message them, they'll probably even send me back a free thing, and then so the ones with Splat, the gloves are on the instructions. So if I tell these people, but hey, if you put the gloves on your instructions as well as send these gloves with the instructions, the multiple steps have multiple gloves. Lately, the Splats and stuff have been doing it in one step, so well, they fixed it as well. This might be a one step as well. This probably is a one step as well. This is supposed to be burgundy. Deepest, intense burgundy. Okay, we've also got. I'm generally not so extravagant, but we got the green here for. This is what I've been rocking for like 3.5 months. Oh. They seem. So there's a lady at the physical therapy that seems. They seem within the 25, like within the 25 to 28 range for age, and for females that generally I try to. That probably implies they're in the 22 to 26 range, and then when they get to the 22 to 25 range, I'm still. I am not the man I should be to take on such. I don't know. I'm told women are mature. Yeah, see. Anyways, y'all look youthful to me, and that's pretty impressive. Like, there was a lady who was like 42, and I was like, but, okay, that's cool. I mean, I generally have the age range to be close, like, with close to mine. But then I'm noticing that, while y'all taking care of yourselves, well done. I do use this is a color up methods for the white hairs and stuff. And then I do like the drastic, so they don't like, hey, do you dye your hair? Because I'll be like, maybe someday we'll grow into orange and purple, and people have orange hair. People have lovely orange hair. And red hair. I like the red like plastic cups. I got that on a license picture at one point. Oh, okay. So yeah, I do need to get a driver's license for in the case. In the case of me driving, it's because the police officers pulled the car over and there's like, okay, you're gonna get a DUI unless one of y'all can drive. I'll be like, sir, I don't have a driver's license, but I am a designated driver. And then I don't like to drink. Being drunk is it's very it's not terrible. It's not terrible at all. Like being drunk in moderation, I don't know that route. I realize that I should not know that route because I would stay drunk. It's just like, and then because on top of it, like the mindset is, I'm gonna have this feeling until I die from it, and so yeah, I could, because yeah, it was affordable for me to buy $4 of alcohol in a 30-day period. That would be $120 of alcohol. I'd gotten my lifestyle to roughly $140 to $160 a month. It was accumulation, and so if I didn't spend it, I was having to pay that I have keep it on a. Not send it to me. Like I have, for one thing, I have the method of please divide the months by 5, and then don't pay me on the save that 5th week month. They have the thing where if the month has 5 weeks in it, they divide your leftover money by 5 and send it to you weekly. If the month has 4 weeks in it, they do it with 4. So they divide it by 4, so you get more money on the months with 4. I for 3 years in New Mexico, I was looking to be my own payee because I thought that I would save some money. So I'm gonna $45 a month, And I'll be like, I can save that much money if I don't have this payee. And then I started driving the neighbors. Like I made it a point when I talk to anybody and they try to make conversation with me, my first comments was Kemota. You know, where do I find the weed at? It wasn't Kemota. Now it would be Kemota. But it was, you know, like, hey, I'm looking for marijuana. They'd be like, because their question is, you're weird, you're wearing goggles. You know, their questions aren't that, but I shave my own hair. I cut my hair. Like, I'll trim it up with my eyes closed. Generally, I like to use fire. I want to have a plumber, or I want to need to learn to plumb, so I'll be useful anyways. Yeah, right. Oh, good point. So if I find a plumber and say, hey, I need to find a job for you because I need to learn how to install a gas heater in my bathroom, they'll be like, well, I can install the gas heater in your bathroom. I said, I need to install the gas heater near the ceiling of my bathroom. They'll be like, I shouldn't do that. So now I'm realizing that I should have the gas heater installed maybe in the middle of the wall if I'm asking for it. But if I'm learning how to install it, yeah. So I got a gas line for the gas heater. I'm gonna I'm gonna remove the heater and I'm gonna add in a Bunsen burner, and then I'm gonna extend the hose of the Bunsen burner, and now I'll have a once I can get a drain, like I'll take the bathtub and make that into the drain for the bathroom, and then I'll use rhino lining from like trucks, the plastic, the hard whatnot. I don't know. I mean, that's light. Like over that light's natural light. See, this light's all kind of washed out a bit. Okay, so gotta get sidetracked again. Or it can take up like 3 minutes. The gas line on the wall for the bathroom. So when you have the bathroom rhino line and you have it to the drain of the bathtub, you have the heater installed. You have that Bunsen burner. You can shave with your fire, and shaving with fire is you can get close as most like is any trimmer. Like you will have some stubble, but then once you shower or once you clean up afterwards, that stuff will kind of loosen out. It will be light. Like you could even go over it again at that point after you dry, or in some cases you can probably use different coatings and have different effects. Unless like Lysol, if you spray your hand with Lysol, you get to for a moment and you're like, okay, it is getting warm. So I'm reading this to find out if it's a phone thing for dark bases. Okay, so this eye doesn't have the contacts in it. The right eye is a bit more aggressive than the left eye from previous groups of moods. I try to picture like Naruto clones. Like, hey, I'm gonna, if I'm gonna train, and I can make shadow clones that can help train. So whenever a shadow clone realizes, hey, this is how to do something, we'll recall that back, and recall them all back and do it again, and make it. You can. So I forgot about that too. This isn't talking, making a language to my understanding. Okay, so it's not the language of transcribing. So you picture like you have your Naruto shadow clones. So you're picturing them mentally, like on Dreamcatcher, or okay, even like on the second Matrix when he goes into the room and there's all these TV screens, and you're sitting at the chair. In that case, it's got Neo's Keanu Reeves' face on the screens, but it's the guy's chair, like who's sitting behind the guy's chair. Of course, later on, they'd be Neo's screens regardless, from what I understand of it. After the whole show. So in the third movie, at the end of it, they basically would have gone back to that scene, but instead of the architect being there, it would have been not Mr. Anderson, Agent Smith. And so then, like, I get frustrated that they ended it so quickly. It was like, okay, it was not so much ended; it's just waiting to be finished. That's what I'm assuming is for like the movie Kick-Ass 3. They're waiting for all the people to get older, or at least old enough to where they can add the age lines, because I noticed on Star Trek with Picard, Patrick Stewart. They started him off with aged up for his character, because if they start the youthful appearance off and looking older, he's going to grow into his part and be like, how old is that guy? He's been around for, oh yeah, and he's old enough for you to stop asking the question. Are you asking for him to die, or are you trying to realize how long humans live? Because I don't think we are adults until our 150s. Like there's parts with, I don't think I'm Christian, for one thing, and there's certain parts of the Bible that are missing or that are not added correctly. So, but at the same time, I do like the whole, until I meet a good God, I might as well try to become one until I meet one, and then I'll be able to learn the lowercase and the capitals of the God, and I'm figuring out, like, if you're gonna have an AI, why not name it Father, with a lowercase f? Because it'd be like, hey, we get the capitalizations of the names, we get that you're different, but we also get that you're not giving us the same memory to store the knowledge of good and evil. We're maybe designing your own image, but there's obviously we're not, or we would have been able to grasp things a bit better. So, and then there's stories of, like, this one dude fought with a guy. It's like, yeah, I gotta train for that. So it's not that I, like, so I get marked as having delusions of grandeur, because it's like everybody should be their own god, or good has two O's, not one, type stuff. I use the lowercase g. There's a difference. Like, delusions of grandeur is like, I'm God. They're using the big G in that situation, or they think that there's a, that, like, the plethora, like, of the linings of organs, you got all these different layers, and so stay in the humble part, because you've got this bubble where it's like, and then it's kind of, figure it out, but then you stay humble to go back to it. Okay, is what I'm trying to figure out how to do better, I think. Because, yeah, I'll stand in traffic I'm noticing degradation. Like, when I'm overly stressed, I'll type, like, the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dogs, but then instead of typing the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dogs, like, jumped might be walked, or it's not happening to that extent quite yet. But for the example, I don't know how to. Basically, I'll type out a sentence, and one of the words will be not the word I intended to type. If I'm stressed out, like, I noticed it throughout my cycle of typing. I've been typing for 30 years, 25, little over 25 years of my 38 years, Earth years. I say Earth years is because I took Seroquel, 300 milligrams of Seroquel. The issue was, or the order was, not order, the prescription was take 300 milligrams Seroquel daily. So I got into the habit of taking it directly before sleeping. I couldn't go to sleep otherwise. I would be, don't touch me, or do touch me. Like, I could see ecstasy feeling. Like, I will not do ecstasy because of Seroquel. I could see ecstasy feeling similar, like this could feel nice, but in the ecstasy, it's more like everything does feel nice. You don't really have to question it. I didn't. So I could feel like the Seroquel, if I stayed up and I had somebody there, and we were playing Naked Twister, see, like that, like, there's certain lines that you don't have to have sex to be cuddling, and so I don't want to actually say Naked Twister, because for one thing, that starts to imply, well, insert tab A into slot B. I finally got the Bloodhound Gang comment, like, I'm white, which goes with everything, but I can come in any color. I was like, oh, racial implications. Okay, well, I get it now. Now what to do with the information? And that's, well, you should have had that information later on, or, you could have had it later on.
It's fine. It's good. I had a car wreck at one point because I was going to see somebody. I was driving for like 5 miles in my sleep, and then I made a right turn at the wrong point, and it's probably good because looking back on it, it's like it might be bad luck, but I wasn't probably going to use a protect like a condom. There was probably going to get a girl pregnant, and so looking back now, she's got a wife and a husband, and they got kids, and generally they look happy in the pictures. So it's like, well, that's cool, And the guy that she's with was actually, when I first smoked weed, he chose not to. He's like, nah, I'm actually getting a kind of a bad feeling about this. I'm going to step out. So I think about that. It's like, she hopefully got a good guy, like a better guy than she would have gotten stuck with or potentially stuck with. Because I'd be like, well, I got to do the right thing. And she would have got the worst, the most juvenile. It's not so much that I want to be a delinquent; it's that my actions generally cause delinquency. Uh, if this is not your planet, you are on the wrong planet, and it is time to either get off the planet or get into the planet. There's not so much time, but it's been time for that. But so yeah, my pirate ship design, I thought it was a pirate spaceship. Like I thought it's a spaceship design that uses a rail cannon. Rail cannon shoots the ship. The ship pulls the rail cannon using winches. I was misspelling it. I thought all winches were winches, or all winches were winches. So I was misspelling Winches and spelling it as Wenches. But it's okay. It would still be a pirate ship. Yeah, I mean, you gotta protect this. You gotta prevent scurvy, and the best way to prevent scurvy is with grog, according to pirates. I mean, you got your fruit juices, your vegetable juices. I'm assuming in some cases you'd be like, "Hey, y'all been drinking this fruit grog? Let's try grog stew." And then they drink it like, all right, like a couple drinks. And then you got like, well, let's try the stew light. Yeah. Because they're sober enough, you can start hearing them more. They ain't been sober. Like, the Family Guy did the greased up deaf guy, and it turns out so he's been drunk the whole time. What first got me started into doing experimental penguinism is reuniting with an ex, and she burped and blew it in my face. And so the picture is two people in a car, and it's implying that one of them burped, and it's like, it smells like cirrhosis. That was my wake up call to start giving others wake up calls. Like, I've got a big nose. I need to be letting people know of their business. Mine's already in it. Like, I mean, this is a shared planet. Like the whatnots that I whatnot and the whatnots you whatnot, we're all whatnotting together. Doesn't mean we got to be having an orgy. I'm not trying to say that, but I'm trying to say that you shouldn't have to not be a nudist because other people are rapists. Like, it's not your fault for wanting to enjoy life all natural because some other asshole, has problems with knowing what to do with their assholes. Or all the rapists need therapists. Therapist is a necessary job. Okay, I am aware of that, but then I do tell my therapist, or I did tell my therapist, that I realize that women make better therapists probably because of the communication, whatnots in the brain that there's said that males don't have or can't have. I'm thinking that we can learn to make accommodations in certain ways. You might not like the mood swings that we produce, but then at the same time, one of the contentions to prove that so the Tower of Babel, I like that a lot. I like the story of because it's okay, yeah. The versions like the ESV English Standard or the ESV versions, they don't imply that there was it was discouraged. It's read. I read it as, "Hey, we're gonna make you work for it," and okay, so what next? And so now I'm reading through the Bible. Okay. Okay. And so I haven't read it all, but this is my memories from the youth. The part of, I think, Sunday school is not done well for the youth, and trying to well, we're going to establish tradition. Tradition is not good. Routine is might be good. Like with routine, you can remember the future. You see the past. You can't get around that. You see the past. You are the present. You with routine can easily remember the future, predict the future. There's so if they raised the price at McDonald's for they installed some new videos or new TV screens, and so the price goes up the next week the prices all go up a quarter, or 5-10 cents. It's like or how about on Hulu? They were doing the good ads, like the whole this is wiped away from Dasani. Awesome. Thank you, Dasani, for doing that. Then I don't like the only way to waste water seems to be to hoard it. So I have issues with bottled water, but then I've been drinking 2 liters of soda almost daily or per 30-hour period for 10 years, other than when my diet's made to be adjusted, which is basically the hoarding of water. It requires hoarding of water as well. So I'm trying to practice what I preach. The fruit and vegetable juice is to wean me onto fruit and vegetable juice. I need to get a juicer and start growing my fruits and vegetables so I can try to grow them without killing their parents. So I want to do a farm, or I want to work at a farm like the day before death dairy, whereas the day before they die, we make beef jerky out of them. Okay, maybe not that, but okay. It was like when I picture like a beef broth, I'm picturing a bunch of cows in a hot tub with like floating around with carrots, and then they drain their bath water, and that's beef broth, baby. So with chicken, there's always a chance that rooster got involved, and so if you're drinking chicken broth and some rooster was in the bathtub or in the tub when they were making it, and you end up choking on that broth, you died. Like if you died choking on that broth, you died choking on a cock, which may not be a bad thing for some, but yeah, see the homophobia in me, it's just, it makes that hilarious to me. Like, holy fucking, he died choking on a cock because he was drinking rooster bath water. Fucking, yeah, okay. Mood swings. The instructions are out of the box. Papers down. Tres pasos, ponte los guantes. Okay, I don't know Espanol, but I do need to practice it more. En la botella, probably botella. Cognates is why I generally don't learn languages, because English isn't even correct. English is a battle. So the last time I tried to buy crack, thankfully this happened because I didn't get the crack, so it's good. Because if I'd gotten the crack, I would have tried to buy crack again. And I was like, I don't want to do it more than once a year. I don't really even want to do it. I don't want to do it more. Like, it just, not that I don't want to do it or wouldn't do it though if somebody offered. So I'm also like not even looking to be offered it, because I'm at the point where I'm not looking for it, because so they sold me a peanut like for $20. I was gonna buy a piece. They gave me a piece of peanut. I was like, dude, not only is this a theft, it's an act of war. I'm allergic to nuts, man. I can suck the salt off them, but I can't swallow them. If I ingest this and I die, that would be, I'm seeing that as a declaration of war. So I bought a slingshot, and I told them I bought a slingshot, and I gave them, hey, if I see you, I'm going to start trying to practice my slingshot on you. Thankfully, I did not do this, and I'm still waiting for their messages back. They're grown ass men. They can, they're not grown ass men. We're not grown men until like 150, 200 years old. And then some. I've got 1,700. It's 1700 unplayed games on my Steam account. Some of those games I'll have played before at some point, like on a different console or older. Not many, like 5 or 10 maybe. So that's almost 2,000 games that I haven't played yet that I own. And so I got hoarding issues. That's when I say some stuff about the water. I'm so greedy though that gluttony no longer exists for me. Like I knew I was going to be a villain. Like if you're going to be a human and villains exist, might as well be a villain because it's your end. You can. If I'm the last person to leave hell, I dibs. By the way, I call dibs on hell. I do. Fuck off if you wanna. You can definitely argue it because that'll give us time. Because you don't have to rush to be the last to leave hell. But at a certain point, if I'm the last to leave hell, they'll be like, so hell doesn't need to exist anymore. So, but yeah, whoa. I haven't gotten to a safe place to train in so long, and I haven't been able to, be alone with my thoughts in so long. Can we give me some time? Then you'll have a safe place to train, and the goal being when you're together, you got to compete, and when you're apart, you got to be stronger. You're always going to be getting stronger because in the competing, you'll be getting stronger. When you're apart, you're going to be getting stronger. I like that part on the Gryffindor sword, the sword of Godric Gryffindor. It's only accept that which makes you stronger. It's a pretty potent one, but you got to be humbling. So I generally go with suicide is always better than homicide to keep me humble, which implies suicidal. So, stress needs to be overcome anyways, so might as well. But I've noticed that if I stop focusing on the suicidal actions being better than the homicidal actions happen. They're not actions. Well, to an extent, in some cases, everybody's alive, thankfully. But then you've also got I can still, if I get a tear trap tattoo with the pool, it wouldn't be bragging. It wouldn't be. But then it would be showing off for certain. That's yeah. I don't know yet. We'll work that out because at the same time, you got so many wolves inside you. Like the story of the two wolves. I'm liking the whole part where it's not two wolves, it's 20 minimum, and it's like oh, okay, yeah. See, I've been letting these. So I had the shadow clones with emotional copies, like the mental shadow clones. This is one of the experimental penguinism. It's the one about how to have a 3-hour erection. It's generally how to have an erection as long as you can, stay hydrated and adequately enthusiastic about maintaining the erection. But then it's kind of the point where you basically talk yourself into forgetting how to have an orgasm for duration. The human reproductive duration record for a male under it says multiple female partners. I don't know what that implies. So I'm thinking, well, if the female partners stay hydrated, it should be okay to keep going because they would help keep the male to remember to stay hydrated as well, but not overly hydrated that urine becomes an issue. Because you can go for a while without peeing as long as you're using up the moisture, the stuff you're replacing. A long time without peeing. And it's comfortable, not uncomfortable. And so then if you can prove it, or if you can manage to not lose the erection, then it's a matter of figuring out how to keep your erection for so long in a functioning capacity. So yeah, the 17 hours seems easily breakable after practice. Then people say, why aren't the military in more records? And I don't have that question yet. I think it's because they don't want the attention. I don't want the attention. Like, I don't want my videos to be successful because then that's more people that will message and be like, hey, what's up? So, hey, I don't dislike you, but your comment, I would like more to work with. If you're going to be asking questions, please be specific. Nice. These gloves are work for the touch screen. I was able to swipe up and down. I am going to reset this. Yeah. See on the flip side. It's only oh, cool. Not now in stream. Okay, so not now. Nice. I thought I was in the whole thing. I could have done that a lot sooner. Jackass. I'm gonna do versus. Instant battle. Random, ask questions. I'm trying to figure out what dragon is. Because if you grow your spine to where it's like instead of straight up, if you grow it to where it's got an S in it, so and then you can still be straight up. Eventually, you can get your neck adjusted, and you let your dragon show. Random. I can root it into from Hmm. I don't know yet what to do. Oh, you save, go live, finish your stuff. Let's get left straight. It's just a shame. It's just a shame. That's so. Oh.